We got one from Davey, who said, as a relatively new WoW/MMO player, why is player housing so desirable? What even is it? I remember I didn't care much about my house and club. Penguin, is it more than that sort of system? You know, it's a few things. It's a few things in different games. World of Warcraft had garrisons, but garrisons weren't really player housing because they didn't have much of room for player expression. So there wasn't much customization of them, and there wasn't really granular customization of the inside of the house. So what player housing overall is fantasy. It is giving you a virtual home in the virtual world that you're playing in. And much like how people IRL will try to peacock by kitting out their house, getting a big TV, getting all that stuff. Sometimes in an MMO, there are some sorts of players who would legit want to have the coolest house because they'd find that satisfying. There's also people who in a game like The Sims just really enjoy designing a house. And it's the sort of thing, you could love World of Warcraft, love the art in World of Warcraft, but it just gives you a plot of land. You're like, oh, cool. I get to use some modular tools to build a cool little World of Warcraft house. And that's just exciting for some people. Now, for other people, as an example, imagine you kill a boss. Bam, achievement unlocked. That's just a UI element and a score. Now, to some people, that's cool. But to other people, they'd rather chop off the head of the dragon they just killed and mount it on their fireplace.
Yeah, that's...
Now, okay, for most WoW dragons, they need a really big fireplace to do that. But the point stands. A house can be player customization, player expression. It can also be a testament to a player's achievements, right? A physical manifestation of your character's achievements in the world beyond just what your character is wearing and its mounts. And that's the other thing. It gives Blizzard another way to reward players. Because, mount 550 is not really that much more exciting than mount, 549. Especially when so many of them are recolors and stuff. Blizzard are clearly struggling to keep mounts and pets being exciting, fun rewards because we got so many of the damn things. So if player housing was a thing in the game, Blizzard would have more interesting ways to reward people. Another thing then is professions. And this is where I'd bring in RuneScape. So in RuneScape for player housing, you basically have a new profession they added at that time called construction. And there you go. You level up construction. That allows you to build cool new things. Put them in your house. Get a cooler house. Supports the economy. Now in RuneScape, there was also things like a boxing ring you could build in your house to box people. And this was a massive GP sink, but you could build a dungeon underneath your house and put mobs in it.
Yeah.
And, stuff like that. So there is gameplay potential. Invite your friends over. What can you do? I mean, who knows? Maybe it would be cool to have a little arena or something like that going on. So there's a lot of things there. Now, there's also other things like guild housing. So, a cool place, you and your guild defeat a big boss. Now you get new cool shit for your guild hall. That's pretty cool. Another example, though, is some of the spontaneous player behavior that can happen. And I think that's a good place to hand off to you because clubs.
Clubs and FF.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, RPing and stuff like that, you can just, there's so many aesthetics you can have. Yeah, go for it. There's so many things you can actually make your aesthetic in FF in your housing. Obviously, like the housing savage is a conversation for a different day, but there's definitely something to be said. Let me just swap the camera. There's definitely something to be said for the sheer amount of aesthetic you can have and how I suppose I'll actually just shortcut half the explanation, go to an example. I was recording footage for a video and I went around checking the houses in our ward where our FC house is, and I just found a library. And I can't remember the person's name, but there's a library, and it said, like, on the placard outside, this is a library, it's for meeting friends, and something else. And the message in the guest book inside was just, hey, welcome, there's a place here to chill with friends, the orchestrion's there if you want to change the track. And it was just this beautiful little place where you could go and sit down. And it was just the environment was cozy. You saw all, like, the patch artwork from different parts of the game on the wall, so that you could, you could sit down, you could look at the patch and go, oh yeah, I remember what happened in that patch. That was really cool. Look over at like a statue on the table of a boss, like a bust of a boss, and go, oh yeah, that boss was really cool. And there's like I really need to show up to one of the Songbirds concerts sometime, because I mean, they just said in chat that they actually play them. And that's cool because you have a club. You turn the orchestrion off so there's no background music. You have bards set up. You get bards to set up on stage and just play music using the performance mode. And because the club aesthetic's there, because you've got people like one of our FC members, Tom, who actually works as a bodyguard, as a bouncer for a club. You can just like allowing people to build the atmosphere is what allows players to actually have fun in whatever way they actually want to, and that's the incredible thing. I mean, someone there says people put on full plays at their houses. I remember seeing a video of one of those one time where there was a full theatrical play because of how many emotes there were, because you could set at the stage and dress characters. You had people inside a actual player house acting out a play. I mean, it wasn't perfect, obviously, but I remember watching a video and going, that was completely insane. But same with clubs, same with conventions, same with almost any reason you'd want to meet. It's a place that people can go. You can make it whatever way you want, and it's completely it's just beautiful. It's beautiful how much player interaction comes from it all. It's completely insane. Catgirl's performing Macbeth, let's go. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. There's so much. Yeah, sandbox. Sandbox is exactly the word for it. There actually is it is just a sandbox you can do whatever the hell you want in, and everything is lined up to support player behavior instead of just kind of go, no, you have to make everything up in your head. And no, I have not tried Savage yet, but yeah, just talking about how much how player interaction is so enabled by all of the freedom there, and we're talking about how there's literally plays. People will just perform plays on a stage in an Etsy house, invite people to the event, run around, not literally handing out flyers, but with a website link, oh, check this out, go there, oh, go to this house in this ward on this server at this time, and there you go. It's incredible.
Yeah,
it's incredible stuff.
Absolutely. I think it would be great.
Yep.